So after dodging a huge bullet last week against the Chargers, we find ourselves back in the hunt for the AFC West title. Now, it definitely isn't going to be easy because the Chargers still have one game up on us, and we still only have 3 weeks left. Not just that, but we also have a couple really tough matchups coming up, including this week against Kansas City, next week against the Bengals, and actually week 18 against the Panthers. They might not necessarily be a playoff team, but they're in the middle of the pack right now, so definitely not going to be the easiest game. And of course, with that too, we need the Chargers to end up losing out. Now, we ended up taking some of their momentum away, and I believe that Eckler ended up going out with a bit of an injury as well, so maybe they might struggle for the rest of the year, but honestly, we just need to focus on us and make sure that we play our game. And as we look at the playoff picture right now, I know I'm kind of covering up the upper left kind of matchup there, but that is the Bengals versus the Dolphins. And if you look at the bottom there, we are currently occupying the 5th seed. So if the season were to end right now, we would be a playoff team. But there are 3 weeks left, and I know there's a logjam there between like 5 and about 9 right now. So again, we have to really put ourselves to work here and make sure that we win at least 2 of our last 3 games. Because if we end up winning 2 of our next games, I think we are guaranteed to get it because we are 2 games ahead of the Dolphins right now. So as long as we don't lose more than 1 more for the rest of the season, I think we have a playoff spot clinched. But we still have to play these last 3 weeks, and we have to make sure that we get as many wins as possible. And that's really going to be a tall order this week as we end up playing the Chiefs, because Mahomes is putting together another really fantastic season. Would you expect any less? He's got over 3,600 yards, 30 touchdowns, and only 9 interceptions. Only been sacked 16 times, so that's maybe just more than 1 per game. So we really need to find a way to generate some pressure, at least get him to kind of throw it a little quicker. Now, in terms of their rushing game, Pacheco's just over 1,000 yards now and 11 touchdowns. He's obviously got a couple more weeks to be able to up that total, but of course we have to worry about Patrick Mahomes as well when he scrambles, and Zamir White as their backup. Doesn't really look like he's getting the ball much, but again, another player that we're going to have to keep an eye on out of the backfield. Now, out of the receivers, I really only see one surprise here, and that's not Rashee Rice having 915 yards and 11 touchdowns. It's not Travis Kelce having 851 and 7 touchdowns, but it's the fact that Tony has actually caught 61 passes. That blows my mind. I mean, they're not even showing the drops, so maybe they just took that out to make him feel better, but either way, 61 receptions, 727, and 5 touchdowns. And of course, Courtland Sutton does have 686 and 6 touchdowns as well. So they have a lot of weapons that can really hurt us, so we need to make sure that our defense is on point. And speaking of defense, how about a defense that really doesn't have many holes in it? Looks like they get a ton of pressure, sack the quarterback quite a bit, and a secondary that just gets a lot of picks as well. So we have to rely on our passing game today. We're going to have to watch out for that. I mean, we've already faced them once this season, and even though that was earlier in the season, not much has really changed. They still have the same impact players, and they all look like they're still pretty damn good. But since we did beat them earlier this season, as long as we kind of go with the same strategy, I think we're going to have a very similar outcome. So in that sense, I think we're going to have to really defend the medium pass here because I think Mahomes is going to be the scariest thing for our defense in the air. So as long as we kind of defend that, I think we're going to be really good to go. And in terms of our offensive attack, absolutely not. We're going to be running to the outside. We're not throwing at medium, especially with the picks that they have. I think Forbes would end up doubling their total. But even if our plan is to run to the outside, I really do think that we're going to have to rely on the pass a little bit here today. Their high-powered offense, despite the fact that we do have a 91 overall defense, is still going to be pretty good, and I think we're going to have to put up a lot of points, because obviously Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce on their own are going to be a really terrible duo to go against, but you consider the fact that they have a lot of other good receivers that we mentioned before, and of course Pacheco as well, it's going to make it tough. Plus, they do have a really great defense, obviously led by L'Jarius Sneed as well, so let's see if we can go out here and let's see if we can keep up with this team. Thankfully, we do get to play this one at home, though. We did go into Arrowhead earlier this season and end up taking them down, so let's see if we can sweep the season series too. And we're going to be relying on our defense to do that first because we're going to be kicking off here. Let's see what we can do. I'm just really hoping that our game plan works. I'm a little worried about the Mahomes-Kelce duo here. But apparently, oh no, we ended up dropping it. I was going to say we're going to have to worry about that duo too, but nope. It's the turf. And I don't know if that was necessarily good defense or just the fact that he dropped the ball, but you know what, we'll take a second down. But unfortunately, he kind of went back to the same thing, but this time he actually completed it. And it's good to see Rashee Rice on the field. Apparently, this is before the accident and everything. Either way, though, let's see what we can do to stop him. That's going to be tough. Pacheco ends up getting a couple. At least we push it to a 2nd and 6. They're not really... I mean, they're getting a couple good plays, but thankfully, their offensive line can't hold them there, and we did end up sacking him with Jalen Carter, as well as I couldn't tell who else was back there. Was that Max Crosby? Obviously, Jalen Carter, we know that. We already saw that. Yeah, and it looks like Max Crosby as well. That's awesome. Fantastic play right there. And now that does leave them in a 3rd and 16. Let's see if we can get them off the field right here. We do not. And not just that, but I think they may have a touchdown. I don't think we're going to catch up to them. What a play by them. Yeah, I really regret giving them Cortland Sutton. But again, we had to get one of their offensive linemen, so it just kind of ended up working out that way. But unfortunately, that comes back to bite us in the ass. And a little bit of Mahomes magic on third and extremely long, and they end up going up 7-0. Like I said before, their offense was going to be high-powered. So let's see if we can go out here and let's see if we can respond. Ooh, we cut back up. Let's go. Mayberry. Looked like he was going to get stopped in the backfield, but ends up picking up almost 10 on that. That's why we love having him in the backfield. It's fantastic. Let's see what we can do here now. Oh, there we go. Right back to Mayberry for a first down. This time in the passing game, though. And he picks up 9. Looks like they're going to be blitzing from the left, so I think we're going to run to the right. After this one, I think we have to give Mayberry a break, but let's see what he can do on 1st and 10. We get to the outside. Great blocks. Gets right back in. Another good block, too. Mayberry almost gets down there, but gets to the 15. And honestly, you really have to hand it to Gary as well, because he picked up 2 really good blocks downfield, and that allowed him to get down to the 15. So let's see if we can punch it into the end zone. Great blocks right there. No, that's not what we want to see. But thankfully, as he recovered it, he rolled down to the 1-yard line, and that's where we get him down. But Mayberry with a very, very costly fumble. Yeah, and it looks like the ball was out before he ended up going down. Let's see if we can still get points out of this. It's still possible. Let's just get a little bit of pressure here. Oh, they're going for a power play here, huh? Yeah, no way we're going to get back there. But at least we still take him down. He only picks up 7. I love how I say only, as if 7 yards is only, a small pickup. No, it was a pretty good pickup by Pacheco there. Now they get out of danger zone. Ooh, what a spin move! All right, I'm sorry. I know that happened to me, but damn, what a move. You can't be upset at that. That was a nice spin move by him. But 1st and 10 here. Come on, we need to stop him. But of course, they're going to continue to rely on him. Great tackle there, but still picks up 6. And they're still working it downfield here. Oh, as they go for a quick pass and still pick it up, though. That's unfortunate. Tony holding on to it, huh? Surprising. Sorry, you guys can tell I stole bad blood from the fantasy season. Either way, though, let's see what we can do. Come on, we got to stop him. That's not even Pacheco this time. They end up handing it off to Zamir White, and he ends up picking up 2. Now, if they could keep him in the game, I really wouldn't mind too much, but it looks like Pacheco's back. I don't know what they're going to do on 2nd and 8, but it looks like there's going to be a false start. Let's go. So after that gift, it is now 2nd and 13. Let's see what we can do to stop him here. Yeah, they're going to be passing on this one. Oh, we get through. That was a great rush. But man, holy cow, is he impossible to take down. But it still leads to a 3rd and 2. Let's see if we can get them off the field on this one. Oh, they're going to run up the middle. Come on, you got to tackle him. And dang, he gets up for the first down up to the 45. This is almost looking as bad as the Chargers game from a couple weeks ago. Not last week. That was a great one. Oh, even better. I shouldn't have said anything. Aaron Donald just plows through the middle there and takes down Mahomes for a 2nd and 16. That's what I'm talking about, though. But they are still in control here, unfortunately. Thankfully, he ends up throwing it out of range there, and it's now 3rd and 16. We got a bit of pressure now. Looks like the momentum's starting to swing back in our direction a little bit. Let's see if we can keep getting a good rush here. Oh, I shouldn't have said anything! And he ends up picking up the first down. That is so rough. Great catch by Kelsey, though. And that does bring it down to the end of the first quarter. We need to find a way to get them off the field. So the question is, can we find an answer? Or is this going to be an extremely tough game? Oh, we found an answer! We found an answer! Let's go! That's Max Houston! And he's gonna break away for a pick 6! Let's go! Dive into the end zone, buddy. You deserve it! We've been talking about Sims all season because he's been fantastic. He's got 5 picks on the season. But Max Houston, our best defensive player that we drafted in the offseason, and he ends up coming away with a pick 6 in a very pivotal spot. I thought we were going to go down 14-0, but look at that. Houston just ends up jumping the route and ends up finding a way to get to the end zone, and now it is a tie ball game. Talk about the defense making a statement. Let's see if we can do this again. We have 8 minutes left in the half. Let's see if we can... We do! We plow through! Someone get the ball! Someone get the ball! Stop! Oh, God. What are we doing? The ball was literally just sitting on the turf for a good 3 seconds, and no one did anything about it. But either way, it's still a 2nd and 18. And it looks like they're going for the out there. 2 guys sitting over there. Wonder who he was actually trying to throw to. Either way, it was Rashee Rice to actually get the reception. But now they're splitting 5 out. 3rd and long. They picked it up last time. They ended up actually getting a touchdown on it. But not this time. He ends up having to throw it out and is now 4th and 13. So even though we do get the ball back and it is a tie game, it's the Chiefs, man. You know they're always going to find a way to come back. So let's see if we can find a way. That's not the way to do it, to get into the end zone and see if we can get a lead. So we're going to go to the air on this one. 2nd and 8. Let's see who we can actually hit here. Going into his... Oh, you know who we can hit? Well, not a receiver, but we can get hit with the quarterback because that is a huge sack right there. So maybe we should have kept running it, huh? Either way, 3rd and extremely long. Let's see who we can hit for the first down. Unfortunately, that gets broken up. Gary almost had it just a split second sooner, and I think he might have been able to pick up the first. So we do lose a little bit of momentum on that one with the 3 and out, but ooh, our defense is still cooking. Oh, we forced the fumble and we get the ball back. And I think he was still standing up, so there's no way that they ended up getting down. So we should get the ball. Let me see right here. You bet the ball is out. I think I see the ball on the ground. I don't know. We'll see here in a second because they're going to have to probably review that. And they're not going to. I guess what I saw was correct, so let's see if we can pick up some points here. We're already in their territory, so let's go for a run on first down. Oh, and we just ran right into him. That's not great. Lily Gay with a fantastic tackle right there. But 2nd and 11. We need to pick this up. Let's see if we can actually... We can't. Because unfortunately, Frank does not know how to throw a pass accurately. So when in doubt, screen pass to Sweat. He's going to be able to pick up the first down no matter what. Right here. There it is. 2 blocks. He's just going to plow forward. That's my dude right there. And now we got a first down to the 33. Let's run to the outside. Let's see if we can pick up another first down. Ooh. Oh, we almost got stopped. But there we go. Mayberry, just make sure you hang on to it this time. So 2nd and 6. Let's try to hit Gary on the out right here. Oh, yeah, he's wide open. But unfortunately, another bad throw by Frank Forbes. And is now 3rd and 6. Much as I'd love to go for another screen pass, let's just go for an actual pass right here. Let's see. Oh, no, that was the wrong read. That was not the guy I wanted to go to. And of course, Jeff Okuda's over there to break it up. That will, however, allow us to get the 46-yard field goal right here. We do have the wind behind us, so I think that our kicker is going to be able to hit this. That is a perfectly timed kick, so you better believe. Right between the uprights. And thankfully, ends up hitting right there. Just barely had the distance. We really need to work on that with him. So maybe we can get a new kicker in the draft? No, I'm just kidding. We won't actually do that, but we do need to get a punter, though. So that's one thing I can't forget. But there we go. Come on, take him out of bounds. There we go. Pacheco gets stopped for a loss of 1. I don't know why. Based on how much he ran there, I thought that he would have gotten a couple of yards, but ended up getting none. Oh my gosh, just left him wide open. Thankfully ends up pushing him out of bounds, but Cortland Sutton, man, just having a fantastic game. And even though we have the lead and the momentum, it certainly doesn't feel like it right now. They are now in our territory with the 1st and 10, and just picking up first down after first down. Mahomes is 11 for 15 so far. And what did I say before? Even though we felt like we were comfortable, it's the Chiefs, man. They always find a way. They always find a way to make it work. But let's go. That time, who is that? Is that Benford? And that was Benford with the interception. I wish he would have been in the end zone, but we'll take it on the 2. That means we're going to have to pound it right up the middle with Montez Sweat. You know he's just going to barrel through people, and he's going to give us a little bit of breathing room. And while we have 2 minutes to work it all the way about 95 yards downfield, we just want to make sure that we're the ones who end with the ball right here. There we go. Just a short little pass over to Jefferson. Oh, and it gets up to a 3rd and inches. Let's find a way to pick up the first. Honestly, we should have just went with some power, but let's go with the draw up the middle. Let's go. And Sweat's going to pick up the first down. We'll start using our timeout soon, but let's start passing here. We need to make sure we either go deep midfield or we just throw to the outside. And I think we're going to do that over to... Yeah, that was a big mistake. Why throw over in Snead's direction? What are you thinking? Forbes, what were you thinking on that one? Yeah, bro, he just ended up jumping that route. That's on me. I should have known who was over on him, and the fact that he was just all over him too, but... Unfortunately, now that's a turnover for us. And if that results in a touchdown for them, boy, am I going to be upset, because we had a shot to essentially end the half with the ball and also get it back at half. But either way, we need to keep them out of the end zone. That is not the way to do it, because Travis Kelce gets there. So it's a little rough. First and goal. Let's make sure that we try to stop him here. There we go. Stopping Pacheco with the 1 yard line. Let's keep that up. So it's a little risky to essentially send 6. Absolutely, but we're kind of... yeah, maybe that was a bit of a mistake, because Rashee Rice gets free. And yeah, that's another touchdown for them. And now we're going to go down going into the locker room at half. But hold on here, because it looks like they're going to be reviewing this. Kind of. Looks like we're just staring at turf there. But looking at it, it looks like he was not in bounds. I didn't get a chance to see the play, unfortunately. But according to them, I'll trust them, he ended up not getting both feet in bounds. So that means we might be able to hold them to a field goal. So let's go. Let's just kind of clog all these gaps here. And let Pacheco get in for the touchdown. Not ideal right there. So we had momentary hope, but unfortunately that didn't lead to jack shit. And now they're going to be up again going into the half. And to think we really had a shot at holding a lead going into half. But again, at least we do get the ball back at half. Maybe we can actually create some magic here with Mayberry. That's not going to happen. Let's give it one more shot. All right, we do have 2 timeouts. If we can actually get into field goal range, maybe we can actually make it, just a 1-point game. Let's see, Mayberry. Can we get out of bounds? That's not going to happen. Let's call our second timeout. We're just going to have to go with a Hail Mary. Now, I don't think that Forbes has the arm for this, but hell, we're going to give this a shot. That was not the one I wanted to throw to. I thought I actually hit X for Gary, but that's okay. You know what? At least we didn't turn the ball over again, and at least we have a chance to take the lead with this first possession of the second half. And while a 14-10 deficit is not necessarily what we want to see at half, that's just the reality of it right now. So I think we're going to continue to run outside. I mean, Mayberry's averaging 15.7 every time we run outside, so let's end up continuing to do that. And, man, Mahomes is just lighting us up, man. We may have sacked him a handful of times. He may have been picked off twice, but, man, he is still doing really well in the air. So let's continue defending the medium pass. So there's no need to panic here. We're only down by 4 points. Let's just continue playing our game. Good blocks right there. Mayberry ends up picking up 8. I mean, he's averaging, I think, 10 yards per carry right now. So let's see if we can keep that up, because, man, that is a great average to have, and we're going to do that for sure. Mayberry ends up picking up 13. And like I said, man, our offense can keep up with them. As long as they're all clicking, we're going to be good to go. Why didn't we run to the outside more? At least Mayberry breaks the 100-yard mark, though, on 10 carries, too. So I feel like we've really kind of set up the play action. So let's see what we can do. Let's see if we can hit someone on the out here. That is going to be Gary. And that ball just absolutely sailed on him. All right, so no use being fancy here. I don't know what the hell we're thinking. 3rd and inches. We're going to run with the fullback. Let's just pick up the first. Thankfully, he falls forward. It says no yards, but we got the first. You would think that maybe they would round up on that, but apparently not. Apparently inches is just inches, and apparently that's all we ended up getting on that one. And not even, because we lost one. And what a difference that makes. So let's see what we can do. 2nd and 11. Who can we hit here? We're going to be hitting Gary on the slant. That's perfect. We end up picking up the first down to the 26. The 1st and 10, you wouldn't think that we'd be throwing, but I honestly feel like we have a pretty wide open guy on the left there. That's going to be an out over to Gary, and he ends up picking up the first 2. So let's keep marching right here. Let's see what we can do. There we go. We got Jefferson. It's only 5 yards, but hell, we're actually picking up yards in the air. Can't believe we have the ability to do that this season. Although, I shouldn't get too excited. We've seen some of his throws, and they're pretty atrocious. So let's see. Let's see if we can hit Jefferson in the corner. What a catch! What a catch! Let's go! They're definitely gonna have to review that, because I don't know if he got both of his feet in. But my goodness, if he did, what a touchdown by Tremaine Jefferson. Fantastic. I didn't think he was going to get to it. What a wobbler. What a duck. And did he get him? I can't tell. The video game graphics, I don't know. Are they going to challenge? And we counted. What a catch by Tremaine Jefferson. And that puts us up by 3 points here. 10 plays, 69 yards, nice, and we come away with a touchdown and the lead. Let's see if our defense can preserve it right now. It's going to be tough when they end up... Oh, never mind. They ended up dropping that one. Excuse me for thinking that they completed it. I'm so used to that with Mahomes. Let's see what we can do. Oh, no way! No way! I thought we picked that! Oh, I thought he ended up jumping the route and getting it, but no! Travis Kelce still ends up catching it, and he brings it past midfield. I want to see the replay on this because, my goodness, I thought he jumped it. Look at this. I thought he had it right. Oh, how did you miss it, buddy? How did you miss? We've already had 2 INTs this game, so I mean, I can't complain, but man, I thought that was a for sure one. Come on, someone take him down. Kelce is just such a tough player, man, I'm telling you. I mean, you guys already know. You guys probably watch the NFL, so you guys see him every week. Some of you might even be Chiefs fans. Some of you might be cheering for him here. It's okay, though. I can't really blame you for that. But there we go. We end up knocking it down for a 3rd and 3. But let me tell you, man, I am so hyped for this San Diego Bisons team. I know it's not a real franchise, but damn it, I'm going to treat it like one. It's still real to me, damn it. And man, a 23-7 ratio of pass to run plays, man. That is insane. But I totally understand. I mean, they're just finding ways to pick apart our secondary. Oh, and we popped that one out. Let's go. I thought he had the reception, but absolutely not. McLean just popping the ball. They are down in, I think, potentially field goal range here anyways, so they might be able to tie it. So if we can get another turnover, we've already had 3, then we would be in a really, really good place. That's not a turnover. That is a first down. If you guys can believe it, Tony has actually had 2 receptions this game. Who were you running to, bro? Did you see him run right past Pacheco? But he still ends up picking up 4, but Pacheco ends up getting injured. Bro, please don't do that to him if he's injured. Oh, that was so mean. I feel really bad now. Do we take Lawrence out of the game? I'm just kidding. I'm not soft. Come on now. Either way, let's go. 2nd and 6. They do, unfortunately, have to rely on their backup running back, but not this time as Tony ends up getting another reception. So as we get to the end of the 3rd quarter, we have 8 minutes left, and we do have a 3-point lead, but they're getting really close to scoring here. So let's see what we can do to stop them. They are 1st and goal on the 6-yard line, so we need to find some way to either bat down passes or disrupt the backfield. That's not going to do it. However, we have a flag. Who's it on? That doesn't look good because it looks like that might be on us. That is roughing the really? Really? Well, you know what? He ended up kind of pushing over Pacheco when he was injured. So, of course it's him to end up, going with the roughing the passer. And now we are down by 4. And that means that we're really going to have to rely on our offense to end up picking up yards so we can get the lead back. Oh, we can't actually get the speed out there and only picks up 3. I don't know why we're really going for a pass play on this one. 2nd and 7. I kind of want to pass, but a little too late now. Ooh, we got Jefferson open. Let's go, my dude. He is becoming a fantastic receiving tight end. No pause on that one. So let's run back to the left side here. Let's see if we can pick it up on the ground. We are really kind of getting closer to the end zone. Although we get stopped there for no gain. And who am I kidding? We're nowhere near the end zone, but at least we're past midfield here. So let's kind of work our way back down over there. Great blocks, but we only pick up 4 on that one. So it might not seem smart. 3rd and 7, but let's go for the screen pass. Ooh, good block right there. Looked like he was reading it. What are you doing? 4th and 1 now, but I think we have to go for it. And in these short yardage situations, you know who we're going to. Nixon's going to pick up this 1 yard right here, and we're going to end up picking up the first down. 1st and 10. We're going to go to the air on this one. We're going to see that Mayberry's open in the flat. Let's go. He ends up picking up 6 on that one. So Gary's one-on-one on the outside. Let's hit him on the slant right here. There he is. Great catch by Gary. And he ends up picking up the first down there. We had to make that quick audible, but honestly, I think it was worth it, man. One-on-one, I trust Gary anytime. So let's go 1st and 10. Oh, no. Thank you so much for getting to the ball and catching it. It was 4 yards. I accidentally tapped the button. So we may as well run it right here. Let's see what we can do. Oh, no. He met us in the gap and is now 3rd and 6. We need a first down here. 3rd and not a ton of yards, but some. So, come on. Can we actually hit him? No, we cannot. We have it 4th and 6, and I think we have to go for it. It's way too late in the game to end up taking the field goal here, and it's not going to help us. It'll only put us down by 1. So let's see what we do to pick up the first down right here. We trust Gary. I trusted Gary, but apparently I shouldn't have trusted Forbes because that is a horrible throw in what was a must-catch situation. As you guys saw right there, man, Cortland Sutton, over 100 yards, 2 touchdowns. He's been killing us all game. Let's see if we can find a way to get the ball back. There we go. Great tackle right there. 2nd and 5. So that pushes the game to the 2-minute warning, and now we need to start using our timeouts. 2nd and 5 here. We need to find a way to get the ball back. And, of course, they're going to be running. They don't have Pacheco, and unfortunately, that doesn't matter because Zamir White ends up picking up the first down. So if we get the ball back, it's going to be with no timeouts and very minimal time. That's if we get the ball back because that was an 8-yard gain for White. One more first down essentially ices the game, so let's make sure that we stop them up the middle. Nope, and that is going to be game, unfortunately. Good tackle there to prevent the touchdown, but that ain't going to matter. And with that, they set up in victory formation, and what could have been a very winnable game here turns out to be a loss. And now we really need to be on our A game for these last 2 weeks. We need to pick up at least one win, or else we actually have a shot of being forced out of the playoffs, and we definitely do not want that. Ooh, they go for another run. Oh, dude, if we could have gotten a fumble there, that would have been huge. But, of course, they just go ahead and knee it again, as that's all they need to do. And with the 4th and 9, they're just going to let the clock run out. We end up dropping one. It was a one-possession game, and we had a shot, but unfortunately, turnovers were key here on both sides. We ended up forcing 3 with the fumble and 2 interceptions, but unfortunately, we ended up throwing 2 picks of our own. And correction, we only threw 1, but we did fumble 1 away as well, and that's not necessarily good. So Mahomes actually had a pretty good game, despite the fact that he threw 2 interceptions, but he had 2 touchdowns and 286. Frank actually didn't do too bad. Well, for Frank, 59% completion, 127 with a touchdown, and an interception as well. Now, he didn't get the ball much in the running game, but Mayberry ended up picking up 108 on the ground on 15 attempts, averaging 7.2. Pacheco was a bit of a problem before he went out with an injury, 7 for 30 and a touchdown, but Zamir White ended up filling in pretty well with 5 for 47. Now, Nixon ended up picking up those 2 first downs, and Sweat had actually only 2 carries for 5 yards. I wish we would have actually gotten him involved a little bit more. Might have actually helped us out a bit. And then Mahomes had the 2 knees. Now, for the receivers, Rashee Rice ended up having 4 for 54, Kelsey 4 for 67, Tony 4 for 39, with 0 drops, if you can believe that. Along with Pacheco, he's the only one that didn't have a drop on the team. That is very surprising. Pacheco had 3 for 21, but the real star of the game for them was definitely Cortland Sutton, who had 4 for 105 in those 2 touchdowns. It is really unfortunate that we let him get free on both of those, but it's what happens. But for us, man, Tremaine Jefferson had that 1 fantastic touchdown, 5 for 53, which was great. Mayberry 4 for 28, Ernest Gary 3 for 33, and then Sweat had that 1 screen for 13 yards as well. So really, honestly, this is one of our better games in the air. Just so happened that, unfortunately, we didn't come away with the victory. Now, I don't know how the hell this happened, but DeMarcus Lawrence, 14 total tackles. Max Houston was the next closest with 5. I don't know how that happens. I mean, 10 assists, I get that, but still, that's crazy. And we have 4 TFLs, 2 from Aaron Donald, 1 from Max, and Jalen Carter as well. And obviously, those with the sacks. Aaron Donald 2, and Max and Jalen Carter with a half as well. In terms of interceptions, though, man, Max Houston with that 1 pick 6, 67 yards for that touchdown, and then Benford had that 1 for 1. Unfortunately, that did start us on like the 2-yard line, but we got out from there, and we thankfully didn't allow a safety. Other than that, we did have actually 2 forced fumbles. It just so happened that we only recovered 1, but that was a really great turnover, and it's nice to see our defense actually creating turnovers like that too. However, what's not great is to see us fall to 10-5, along with the Kansas City Chiefs as well. I wonder how the Chargers do this week, but it is a little rough that we're ending up tied with the Chiefs at 10-5 in the AFC West. We'll see the playoff picture after we end up advancing the week, just so we can see the matchup with the Bengals and to see that the Chargers ended up losing and they're still 11-4. And that's really good to see because Cincinnati's 11-4 as well, which is going to be tough for our matchup this week, don't get me wrong, but nice because the Chargers were the number 1 seed at one point. So really, realistically, we're still close to the 1 seed. However, we're also still really close to not making the playoffs. Now, if we look, it looks like the Chargers are still holding that number 1 seed with the Bengals at the number 2. We're still down there at number 5, but again, with the Chiefs at number 6 and tied with us, we still have to win at least 1 or 2 more games here. Because if we look at the AFC, looks like it's us, the Chiefs, the Bills, and the Jags at 10-5 right now. I think it is the Ravens that are occupying that 7 seed right now at 9-6. and the Dolphins are at 8-7. So really, realistically now, the Ravens are one of our toughest competitions right now to be able to kind of stay in the playoff hunt. Now, we do need to win at least one more game, and I think at that point we might actually solidify our playoff spot, and that would be extremely nice. Our first one in franchise history. But still, we have a lot of work to do, and we need to make sure that we can make that happen. So obviously, this game against the Bengals is going to be extremely pivotal. Like I said, man, they are 11-4 at the top of their division, so we have a really tall task like we had last week against the Chiefs. They're an 85 overall all the way across the board, and obviously Jamar Chase as well as Joe Burrow are going to be extremely tough tests for our defense. But I think that we have the chance to do it. We are playing on the road in Cincinnati, which does seem really detrimental, don't get me wrong, but in all honesty, we play better on the road, so hopefully we can actually use that to our advantage. But thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys did, make sure to drop a like. If you're new, subscribe, and we'll see you guys next week in Cincinnati.